back this week with assistant trainer Sam Burgesson for another edition of Akau TV. And Sam, what's been all the news this week? I understand you got out and about and played a game of rugby last Saturday.
Yeah. Lucky enough to get a bit of footy when I can. Could have didn't get the win, but it's been good. Mark and Jamie have always sort of encouraged us to, keep our interests going outside of racing. So yeah, it's a really good outlet for sure.
Fantastic. Who have you got tomorrow?
Morrinsville tomorrow. So it should hopefully touch wood. It's a winnable game for us. We're only a small country team, really matter, but we punch above our weight.
There you go. Well, if you're floating about matter, then pop in and see a true superstar strutted stuff out there on the rugby field on Saturday. But before we rip into it, I just wanted to just obviously call out the New Zealand record of 161 winners set by Mark Walker this week, Sam. Obviously, Mark has been he's mentioned in the press that it's been a massive team effort to achieve that number. And can you comment on that success?
Yeah, obviously, it's been a massive goal for Mark, I think, since he's been back, was to sort of tick that off. We sort of knew we had the ammunition, but it obviously requires a massive team effort from the staff. They've been putting in, all year, some long hours, some very long days. And just, really, Mark was really proud of, all of us for our efforts. It's an amazing record, 161 winners. You couldn't dream of it really when you think about it, but just stoked for everyone involved, and including the owners as well.
Great. And I saw a few trialists the other day. Looks like there's plenty of petrol left in the tank.
Yeah, for sure. Still some nice horses coming through, and some nice runners this weekend.
Great. And just quickly, that horse that brought up that milestone, of course, was Fellini. Do you want to just comment on his performance there at Riccarton Park?
Yeah, he's always been obviously a talented horse. He had really good form as a 2-year-old, just had a few setbacks this year, so hasn't probably had as much racing as we would have liked. But we knew he had the ability, and he put away a really smart field. And I think Joe might have even got ride of the week for it. It was a fantastic ride. Got a bit of cover and presented at the right time. Really stoked to see him get a result.
Awesome. Well, here we are. It is Friday afternoon, and we are just obviously we're going to be a bit short to get through all of the Awapuni runners, but we're going to have a look at the Group 3 race there today on Friday. So that's race 7, the Group 3 Martin Collins New Zealand Manawatu Breeders' Stakes. Aromatic finds herself kind of towards the end of her season here in a weight for age fillies and mares race over 2,000 metres. It looks pretty winnable on paper, Sam.
Yeah. Obviously, really well in the set weights. She's had a fantastic season. We're probably hoping for a little bit more rain. It's a soft 5, but look, she's very talented. Obviously on the quick backup, but she seems to have come through the run really well. Sort of had a really quiet week, but seems really well within herself and looks well placed, like you said.
And a 3 meeting Saturday, so we jump over there to kick off there at Te Rapa in race 3, the Website Angels 2-year-old. Set weight and penalties over 1,100. Viva Vienna showed some pretty promising early season form. She finds herself here in a 2-year-old race with a couple of kind of undisclosed starters among a couple of others in there.
Yeah, there looks to be a couple of really talented horses in this. So it'll be interesting to see how she lines up. She was sort of on track for the Cracker Million. It just went a bit shinsaw, so we had to turn her out, gave her a bit of time, and she seems to have come back well. Trialled really well at Taupo. Has won on the course as well, which I think is a big key and Warren rode her that day as well. So look, a lot of ticks in her boxes, but look, there are some talented horses there, so she looks a nice chance.
And race 4, the Tuatahi First 5, a 3-year-old, set weight and penalties over 1,200. Some really talented gallopers across the field here. Kicking off with I Choose You there, John Barrier 3 with Joe Cameron on board. Yeah,
3 really nice chances. Sort of hard to split them. They hopefully all on target for the Cambridge Breeders in a few weeks' time. I Choose You. She's just had a freshen up since failing at 1,400. She's sort of an out-and-out sprinter, we think. Sort of tends to go quite hard in her track work and sort of transfers that to race day. So she just needs to get a bit of cover and hopefully she can relax. And Joan, I think, really helps. He rides her every day out of the middle barn, so knows her really well.
And Pukatero there for Christopher Grace, the filly by Savabeel out of Medicana. Draws barrier 1 with Vinnie Colgan on board.
Yeah, she's another one that's had a slight freshen as well. since a really good win at Palmy. We've always really liked her. She's sort of been a bit mentally immature, can get a bit hot at times, but has been really well since her freshen up. And her track work, we can't really fault her. So another really nice chance.
And Petrucci, the well-bred filly by I Am Invincible for Trelawney Stud, draws barrier 7 with Warren Kennedy on board.
Yeah, one has ticked both boxes, obviously 2 for 2. You can't ask much more than that. Step up to 1200, it's interesting. She's a really, really fast filly. Just whether she can actually get the 1200, that's sort of the key to her. But bit of cover. Warren's won on her as well. But yeah, 3 really, really nice chances.
And race 5, the Akau 24/7 sprint, rating 75 benchmark. 3 line up here with Hero Worship, Navalha, and Pisco Sour there for Trelawney Stud.
Yeah, Hero Worship, first ride for Jess Allen, our stable apprentice. So it's really exciting for her. I know she's really excited. She's got 3 nice rides on Saturday. Hero Worship, he's up to the 75 grade and Saturday grade, so probably needs to take that next step. So it'll be interesting, but just needs a bit of cover from the barrier and probably a bit of luck, but it gets in with a nice lightweight with Jess on. Navalha, he's sort of freshened since disappointing at Metameta. He just had a small niggle there, but he's very capable on his day. Another one that's sort of drawn niggly, so needs a bit of luck. Sort of a bit of a watch and see with him. And Pisco Sour just had a quiet trial at Taupo and a very talented mare on his day, but another that's drawn wide out, just needs a bit of cover.
And race 6 there, the Traffic Management Waikato Stud Limited 1400 open handicap. Aotea Lad finds himself in this race, drawn barrier 5 again with Jessica Allen on board.
Yeah, Jess knows him well as well, so has won 2 trials on him, so a really nice ride for her. Was super first up and then just a touch disappointing, but up to 1400 should really suit him.
And Millie Fiore, last up winner there, finds herself again in probably another winnable race here with Joe Cameron on board.
Yeah, a nice small field. It does look like a really winnable race. Gets in with a nice weight, and she's in great form. And her work since her win has been super. So yeah, really can't fault her.
And race 8, the Lodge Real Estate Mile, rating 75 benchmark 1600. Zay Taku draws barrier 11 with Jess Allen on board.
Yeah, he's probably a touch disappointing last time. On his day, he'd be right in this, but it is a really sharp 75 field in saying that. But he could be a bit of value. He's been schooling over the big hurdles, which he loves. So hopefully that'll sharpen his mind up a bit, and hopefully he can find a bit of form.
Be wary of that, of course. We might get some over the big hurdles. They normally turn up and turn the corner a bit. And Zantabulous, impressive last start winner. She's a filly by Alman Zor, and there's whispers that she could find herself over in Brisbane later in the Brisbane Carnival. Yeah,
for sure. That's the plan. We just need to hopefully get a bit of prize money under her belt before heading over there. She's a super talented filly. On no breeding, the step up to the mile should really suit her. Joe rides most of her track work as well, so another bonus. But like I say, it is a really hot field. If she was to win this, we know we're right on track.
Great. And over to Hastings there, we kick off in the thank you resource for your help in the community. 2-year-old set weight and penalties, 1,300 metres. I don't think anyone would have missed what you wish for's performance there at Matamata the other day.
Yeah, it's a super performance. He's developing into a lovely horse. He's going to be a beautiful 3-year-old. He's a big, strong boy. Up to the 1,300 should really suit him. The 5-horse field sometimes can be a little bit tricky, but look, he looks really well placed in this.
And race 5, the Vet Services Hawke's Bay handicap, rating 75 benchmark. Sophisticato flashed home their last start in a highly competitive field. Probably another winnable race here.
Yeah, for sure. He seems to love Palmy. I don't know what it is, but he always runs a rattler down there. His second up record would probably be the only concern, and he's got to beat Sumi again. But he seems really well at home, and another one that's been doing plenty of jumping.
And race 6, the listed Power Turf Sprint Open Handicap, Ari draws barrier 3 with Kozi Asano on board.
Yeah, super win last time at Tauranga. It's mare we've always, since getting her in the stable, I've had a lot of time for, and thought, she's up to black type, and that's always been the goal right through, and looks well in here with a really nice lightweight.
And not many in here with the prize money of Pin Me Up. Of course, she was the Karaka Million winner of her class in 2022. She draws barrier 10 with Craig Girls on board.
Yeah, obviously it would be great to discover that form. She's just had a few niggling setbacks this season, which is probably why she's been so lightly raced. But since Tauranga, we haven't been able to fold her. She still looks great in the coat, even though we're coming into the sort of the colder weather. Her track work's been super. So yeah, I expect a really bold race from her. Just needs a bit of luck probably from that barrier out there.
And race 7, the listed Power Farming Hawke's Bay Cup, open handicap over 2,200. Fierce Flight, he's been a massive improver this season, been on a similar trajectory to a horse like Campionessa, for instance. He draws barrier 5 with Michael McNabb on board.
Yeah, he'd probably be one for most improved this season for sure. I think he's come out of a rating 60 at Tauranga midweek somewhere. And, you know, he's up to black type. So I was just talking to Troy Harris this morning, who rides a lot of his works, and he says he's had a big season, but he's still flying. He says he's, you know, really still wants to be out there and doing it. He said he can't fault him. So like that brings a lot of confidence, you know, to me and Mark. So yeah, get another one that sort of gets in with a really nice lightweight with Colorado Star up there, sort of compressing the field. So looks really well in. And Michael McNabb on, he's sort of strong in the left hand whip. So Fierce Flight sort of tends to lug in, which has probably cost him a couple of races. But yeah, we think Michael McNabb will really suit him.
And the Mighty Spa seems to be maturing with age a bit. Came out and won nicely in a small field there at Matamata the other day. He's another one that goes over the jumps okay, I understand.
Yeah, that's probably where his future lies. He's obviously had that maiden hurdle last season. And yeah, he's been doing plenty of schooling out there and loving it. So look, he's obviously coming up off a last start win, so he's in good form. Yeah, everyone's happy with him at home. He looks well, so probably doesn't get in that well with the weights being compressed, but look, he deserves his chance.
Great, and that wraps up our runners there at Hastings and across to Riccarton Park there. We kick off there in race 6, the listed New Zealand Bloodstock Air Freight Stakes. It's for the 3-year-old fillies, set weight conditions, 1,600 metres. Family Ties comes out of the New Zealand Oaks, so drops back from 2,400 back to the mile. What can we expect to see from this contributor filly on Saturday?
Yeah, I think she's won for a bit of value. I think she's out to $11 or something like that. Opie just sort of loomed up in the Oaks and looked like she was the winner at the top of the straight, and just sort of fell in the hole a bit, just sort of failed to see it out. So we're giving her a little bit of a freshen up. And the track's a heavy 8 down there, so that should really suit her. She loves wet ground.
And Miss Dunsford there, been putting together some pretty tidy form. Third, first, third, down in the south, draws barrier 2 with Kavish Chowdhury on board.
Yeah, she's running really good, consistent races. Obviously needs to take the step up to black type level, but she seems like she's a good, honest filly who always tries really hard.
And Almanette there, draws barrier 9 with Corey Campbell on board.
Yeah, sort of another similar to the mould of Miss Dunsford, just needs to take that next step to black type level. But she's a talented filly, only lightly raced, and on her day could hopefully sneak some black type.
And race 8 there, the Avon City Ford Easter Cup. It is a open handicap over the mile. Perfect scenario, finds himself back in his happy hunting ground down in the deep south. He hasn't been too bad the last few starts. Obviously, Brando took out the Japan Trophy there a couple of weeks ago, but he held his own there against Levante in the El Cheapo Cars Weight for Age Classic a wee while before that as well.
Yeah, and obviously won the White Robe Lodge down there, a bit further south than Christchurch. But yeah, he probably had a career best season. He's still loving it. Like the travel's not going to worry him. Sort of just got a bit far back in the Brando race at Tauranga, and sort of flashed home late. So we're still really happy with him. It looks a winnable race. He's got to carry a bit of weight, but he deserves to. So look, he looks a really nice chance.
Fantastic. Well, that wraps up our runners for the weekend. We've got a best bet there, Sam.
I'd like to go What You Wish For. It's only $1.60, so there's probably a bit mean tipping him. So maybe if you take What You Wish For and maybe sort of a top 4, Arisa Reese, I think she's great value. I think she's $2 or something like that. The
Arisa Reese, top 4, and What You Wish For there in the 2-year-old race. And I guess, Sam, that probably wraps us up with you on Te Akau TV for the season. I think we've only got another couple of weeks left where we might just feature Reese or Mark over the next few weeks. So thank you for your time. Good luck for footy tomorrow. Have there been any key standouts for you for the season, or what's been your favourite win?
Oh, probably Imperatriz. I think to see her sort of in the spring, she was shaping up and then sort of disappointed a little bit, and then came back and we got her right, and she was able to tick off the Group 1 in Australia for sure. That was, a massive thrill for not only myself but the whole team.
Awesome. Well, stay safe, stay dry over the winter, and we'll catch you back sometime in the spring, mate.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, everyone.
The Karaka 2-year-old million? We've just won our 7th in a row. This season, Te Akau's won more races, group races and prize money than any other stable. Shares are available now in exciting new horses. It's the perfect time to join the team. Race horses like Tokyo Tycoon, Te Akau Shark or Imperatriz with us. Head to teakauracing.com. Go the Tangerine!